Do you guys remember the Chevy Cobalt SS or the Saturn Ion Redline? When these cars came out, I don't think they really got enough love. They were fun American quote-unquote tuner cars with an Ecotec 4-cylinder engine, starting with a supercharged engine and then moving on to a turbo engine because GM ran out of their contract for the superchargers, but we don't need to talk about that. So what could have made the Cobalt SS even better? What if you put a big turbo on it? Okay, you make a lot of horsepower and it's pretty extreme. Or you put a bigger supercharger on the older version. Or we go to the absolutely crazy option of just removing the engine and transmission and putting it in a frame, also known as the Goblin. A kit car that uses the Cobalt SS powertrain and removes all the weight from the Cobalt SS. It also has basically no nannies, no traction control, and no ABS. You could say the whole, oh, it drives like a go-kart, but seriously, this does drive like a go-kart. So what's it like driving the quote-unquote affordable Ariel Atom? Let's go for a drive and find out. Hey everybody, we are sitting here in my Coyote swapped 240SX, but just a quick reminder that this video is sponsored by HP Tuners. HP Tuners, if you don't know, creates tools, data logging, and tuning software that is incredibly user-friendly, including their main tool, the MPVI3. All you have to do is plug it into your OBD, plug in the cable, put it into your laptop, download the VCM suite from hptuners.com. Just like that, you are ready to go. I personally use HP Tuners all the time. Make sure the tune is good, make sure the numbers seem to all add up, and of course, data logging, aka finding out what your car is doing when you're really putting it through its paces or just idling. HP Tuners delivers all this information in a very easy to understand package. And I primarily use HP Tuners on my Fords, like the Coyote cars. They also have a ton of options for a bunch of different platforms. So huge thanks once again to HP Tuners for sponsoring today's video. I would not be where I am without them. So once again, go show them some love. And I appreciate all of you guys for listening. How do I get myself in these situations? How? Hello and welcome to a Goblin. If you don't know what a Goblin is, I'm here to tell you. The Goblin is Cobalt SS powered, the first generation Cobalt SS, the supercharged one, not the turbo one. GM actually lost their contract with Eaton, who made these superchargers, because they just basically ran out of them, and that's why they had to go turbo. The Goblin's super cool too, because everything's exposed, right? You can see your tires moving, you can feel your steering, everything's very raw. Everything feels really extraordinary. Everybody slows down as well as they go by, because they're like trying to figure out what it is. Here we go. That is awesome. It is like the most raw 220 horsepower I've ever felt. This thing is so much fun, and it dead hooks. It just goes, dude. One thing you'll notice on the back where the Cobalt engine is that there is what used to be the steering rack, but it's actually used to attach the back, and it's really fascinating to see what would be the steering rack is now no longer a steering rack. The pedal feels actually surprisingly good, but very jumpy due to the supercharger. It really wants to leap forward every time you get on it. If you want attention, the Goblin is for you. I just love seeing the front tires do their thing. It also runs a 93 premium pump gas, so you don't gotta worry about finding any 85 station, anything like that. That's really nice. I really do think that the Ecotec engine is really slept on. Drove a whole bunch of cars from ZZ Performance up in Michigan. They were all Ecotec powered, and every single one of them was a ton of fun. Having this power plant inside a tiny little vehicle like this is super cool. And then how the Goblin really takes the idea of a kart and the idea of the Ariel Atom, the Exo set, it really makes it a lot more affordable. Saturday and Red Line, and an Ariel Atom had a baby. It stops on a dime too, because it weighs absolutely nothing. It's a 5-speed, and the reverse is a little stuck. So the brakes are very easy to lock up. So no ABS, right? I'm in a safe spot, okay? I'm gonna show you real quick, and just locked up, just like that. You have to drive it like a race go-kart, like legitimately. I know it looks like a go-kart, but race karts typically don't have ABS, so it's really easy to spin them out. This thing is really easy to spin out, so you have to be extraordinarily careful when you come to a stop. Accelerating, you feel very secure. It's really fun, and you don't think too much of it. But braking, that's the scary part. Everyone has thumbs up. They're grinning because they're just trying to figure out what the heck this thing is. By the way, I have mounted my GoPro on the tachometer because there's nowhere else to go. It is very loud in here, but this top, Paul actually made. So normally you would just drive it without a top, but they actually made this, and it really helps with a lot of the buffeting and the wind coming into the cabin. You might not be able to tell on video, but it helps a lot. Now, when you look at the Goblin, it's really interesting. It has so much character, so much personality. It's a literal Hot Wheels car in person. And the first thing people like to compare this thing to is the Ariel Atom. These you start typically around $9,000 before building it. But then you need to source the engine and the transmission. And you'll notice that all the suspension is Cobalt SS. The coilovers, Cobalt SS. The steering rack, Cobalt SS. However, by doing that, you weigh absolutely nothing. You're super low to the ground. And my buddy Paul, who has a 2JZ Saturn Sky, also owns this Goblin. So huge thanks to Paul for letting me drive this thing. Recently at ZZ Performance, I drove a 4-wheel slingshot that made 550 wheels. This one, not as high horsepower, but has just as much character and personality and a ton of torque, and it does not mess around. A lot of people actually use the factory seats as well, but we have nice, high quality race equipped seats and harnesses. Yes! Paul actually takes this to Tail of the Dragon sometimes, and it's an absolute symphony of destruction. It screams, it wails, it makes all the right noises. It also uses, for the exhaust system, he has a traditional ram horn exhaust that you would find something on an old turbo manifold, like on an Evo or something. But he actually made the rest of the exhaust and made it into sport bike exhaust tips. The Goblin is one of those experiences I probably will never forget. It has been a very long time since I've driven something with no ABS and you could lock up the brakes so easily. That was the #1 thing on my mind the entire time. But that doesn't make it a bad thing, it just makes your driving style different. But having 220 wheel horsepower with basically no weight is an absolute blast. What do you guys think of the Goblin? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Would you rather save up for, say, an Ariel Atom or an Exo set? Put it down in the comment section below. And on that note, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. Take it easy. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.